Hey, Homewood, and hello, world. Welcome to today's edition of Real Estate Investing for Broke Folk, the video series dedicated to helping you buy your first or your first 10 investment properties, even if you have no money, no credit, even if you don't even have a job. So today is April 9th, 2024, and I am returning home after having taken a look at a property, because that's what we do, or that's one of the things we do. We look at properties, we make offers. There's a series of behaviors that are required in order to succeed in this business. Looking at properties is one of them. Okay, so the place that I went to look at is technically you could call it a 3-bedroom. I'm inclined to call it a 2.5 bedroom because the third bedroom is so tiny. Let's see, so 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. I don't know how many square feet it is, maybe 1,800, something like that. And it's actually overall not in bad shape. I mean, like there's no busted windows or punched out walls or anything like that. The last person who lived there, it was owned by a senior lady who passed away fairly recently at the age of 91. And walking around the place, I concluded that this was the house that she had raised her family in, right? Because a 91-year-old woman living by herself does not need 3 bedrooms. Okay, so but it was well maintained, nice original woodwork. So on the whole, it was a place that I would not hesitate to acquire, or to at least make an offer on, if not for 2 factors. The first factor was the block that the house is located on. The house is in McKeesport, and McKeesport has, for anybody outside of Pittsburgh, McKeesport is a small suburb of Pittsburgh that flourished when the steel mills flourished, and after the American steel industry was decimated, McKeesport was one of the small towns that suffered a lot. And so now McKeesport still has some nice areas, but a lot of it is not so nice. It just is what it is. So the specific location where this house is really interesting to me, in that to get to it, I'm going to name some streets. People who live around here will know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's okay. But just to get the general idea, you go down a street called Lyle Boulevard, which is this big, wide boulevard. It's like the main drag in McKeesport. It kind of runs alongside the river. So like the river's over here, Lyle Boulevard is here, and then the most of the town is over here, right? So going down Lyle Boulevard and then turning left to go up the hill into McKeesport proper. And the street that you turn up is called Corson. And going up Corson, you get to this section that is, in fact, still really nice. Big houses, well maintained, manicured lawns, really nice. And then you get to the street that the house is on, and you make a left, and in the first block after you make your left, okay, it still looks pretty nice. Not as nice as it was on Corson, but it's still pretty nice. And then you get into the second block, and you say, what happened here? Wow. I mean, the first sign of the change is that at the intersection of the second block, there's a vacant lot. When you see a vacant lot at an intersection on the corner, that's a clue that you're starting into what may be a problem area, because corner lots are the most valuable type of lots that there are, right? So if a corner lot is vacant, something's going on. And so I go down the street to this house, and the house has vacant lot on the right, vacant lot on the left, vacant lot behind it. Across the street from it is a house that looks like it's well maintained, and the people have some weird yard decorations, but at least it looks like it's well maintained. Next to that house, next to the well-maintained house, condemned house. Next to the condemned house, another well-maintained house. Next to the other well-maintained house, a house undergoing renovation and repair. It's confusing, right? It's confusing, and it makes me nervous. Not terrified, but nervous. And as I just walked that section of the street, I thought, this house would best be purchased by someone who has a couple of million to redo the street, to redo at least 2 blocks. Because the next block down from the house, vacant house, vacant house, vacant house. A little crazy. So the block is the first problem that I see with the place. The second problem with the place is the basement. When I walked into the house, the first thing that I noticed was an odor. And for me, that's really unusual, because I don't have a sensitive nose the way that some people do. I can easily miss a lot of stuff when it comes to odors or aromas. But when I walked into this house, I caught an odor, and I thought, is that mold? I wasn't sure. When I went into the basement, I became sure. You go in the basement, you look up at the flooring that's underneath the carpet above, right? And just kind of all over the flooring, in looking up at it from the basement, are just these squiggles and wriggles of what I'm pretty sure is mold. And honestly, I started to get a little spooked, because it felt like I was in the setup of a Roger Corman movie. Like any second, this stuff is going to start squirming and moving around and bubbling, and it was going to jump out at me. So, although I went out to take a look with a very definite intent and desire to at least make an offer, the odds are good that this time I won't, because although otherwise this house could be placed in service with almost no work, mold remediation can be a big, hairy, expensive deal. And I, in quest of my first property, I'm not up for that right now. So that's it. We move on. See ya on the next episode. No, you'll see me on the next episode.